But you can't expect a man to conquer the world if he's home with children.
2023 isn't going to be the year of the monkey, or the snake, or the rat. 2023 is going to be the year of the Giga Chad. Hyper-masculinity is back with a vengeance. It's about bloody time. How do you expect us men to go out and conquer the world every day, which is what we all do, if you women are there, you know, like trying to make us do shit, go places, look after our kids? I'm a goddamn lion. I don't have time for that. We're out there defending the territory, exploring new worlds, building stuff. And frankly, we've had enough of all of your nagging and yapping away. Okay, so what's going on in today's video? We're going to take a look at an interview with Akon. You remember Akon? Anyway, we're going to take a listen to what Akon believes it takes to be a man in the 21st century in this video. And I've got my opinion about some of the stuff he says, and I'd love to get your opinions in the comments. So let's just get straight into it.
So you believe in polygamy, right?
Yeah, it's part of our culture.
Okay, so that comment there pretty much sets the tone for the rest of the interview, where I think Akon essentially appeals to science, culture, biology, very, very loosely, without any clear understanding of what he's talking about, to excuse the shitty behaviour of certain men, including himself. Polygamy definitely is not part of our culture. Maybe he's talking about Senegal, because I think he's originally from there. But in the US and in Europe and in the West in general, polygamy definitely isn't socially acceptable. And anyone who proudly engages in it in our societies is quite rightly, in my opinion, looked upon as a total fucking degenerate.
Because I always say, I don't actually think men are naturally supposed to be with one woman.
No, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Got Akon's seal of approval there. That's absolutely right. Men are not supposed to be with one woman, and I'll bang whoever the fuck I like.
I don't think that it's in you guys. I don't think however, if you decide to be with one woman,
right,
then you should commit to that. It's a choice.
But it's not naturally.
I don't think it's naturally in men.
No, it's not. Hyper-selective appeal to nature all the time that people think is like a solid argument. Think of all the other impulses you suppress during the day. You don't just eat all the food that's there because, oh, I'm hungry and there's food and I'm going to eat it all. You're not a dog, right? We're constantly suppressing our impulses. When somebody says something that you don't like, that you might find extremely annoying, extremely rude, you don't just bash their brains in, do you? Because you understand that to maintain a bit of order in society, you know, so that things don't go fucking mental, you don't bash someone's brains and you don't eat all the food that's in the fridge, right? Why do we bother educating children at all if natural's better, right? What's natural about wearing clothes? What's natural about using a phone? What's natural about making YouTube videos? It's like, none of that is natural. But when it's something I really, really like fucking loads of women, I'll go around beating my chest saying, no, I'm just doing what God intended. Shut the fuck up. Stop being a spoilt little brat and control your impulses. Now, I'm not making out I'm some kind of perfect angel, but I just can't believe it when I see people who go around proudly talking about how they give in to their vices. There's nothing good about that. You should be ashamed of yourself.
To do that. And I always go back to biology. I'm like, right, the fact that men, if they wanted to, can impregnate a woman every single day of the year.
Right.
If they wanted
that
to.
That alone tells you that nature wasn't set up for us to do that.
If I have the physical ability to do something, that means I should do it. Checkmate, knobheads. What kind of argument is that? You see, there you go, right there. Men can fuck every day. They could impregnate women all day long, which means they should.
Women I only can have one child a year, right? I can't, biology will not allow me to do it. Right. So I always say, I think that men are not supposed to be with one woman. However, society and religion, culture has told us, well, some Western culture.
Society, religion, Western culture, that's cute. Akon's got other ideas.
Has told us that you're supposed to be with one woman.
Right.
How does that work for you? What does that look like? What does like polygamy look like for you?
I mean, for me, it looks normal because it's culture for us.
Right.
We didn't go outside of our African culture when we got to the Western world. See, the flaw that the Western world made is they created all these rules.
You see, that's the problem with the Western world. Too many rules. You know, I think Akon is just one of these people, and there's a lot of them, that for some reason believe they would be happier wallowing in their own filth in some sort of simple hunter-gatherer, tribe-like society. And that might be true, you know, for about an hour they might be happier like that, so long as they didn't have to follow any rules. But when, you know, they're just sitting there fashioning spears for the next day's mammoth hunt or something like that. The thing is, you also have to understand that in those societies, you'd be dead by the age of 21 because, I don't know, a pack of saber-toothed tigers tore you limb from limb, or the chief of the tribe bludgeoned you to death with a piece of flint in a mushroom-induced rage. So while you, Akon, I understand that you don't necessarily like delaying your gratification and, you know, following a few rules that require you to suppress some of your impulses for 5 minutes, but I really don't like saber-toothed tigers. And the reason I don't have to deal with saber-toothed tigers anymore is because of those rules.
First of all, without putting nature into account. And the best way to understand the washing of your brain is about control.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
And here they have this society thing where they create that. It's almost like they play the role of God, where they feel like they have to control the population.
Wow, he's talking about brainwashing, people thinking they're God, having God complexes, you know, trying to control society and everything. It's a really long-winded way of saying, I've got lots of money and I like banging women.
So rules are set in place to control the population.
No, he is right in a sense, Akon, that monogamy is enforced, right? And that it's not necessarily what's natural. But the problem is he sees that something being enforced or something being societal is inferior to what is natural, which is just a stupid way of looking at things. The reason monogamy is enforced in societies all over the world, not just in the Western world, and has been for thousands of years, is because over thousands of years of human evolution, we've learned that that's the best way to keep the peace. You know, it's not a good idea to have 20% of the men shagging 80% of the women. We need to guarantee that all the men get laid sometimes, you know, otherwise men just go mental. Jordan Peterson talks about this stuff all the time. It's not my research and my brain that's worked this out. People have been talking about this for hundreds and thousands of years. We understand that you need enforced monogamy for society not to collapse. We can't have Akon running around shagging all the women, can we? You know, leaving none for the rest of us, you selfish boy.
When you go to third world countries like Africa, like India, like certain parts of Asia, China, they'll tell you that we're overpopulated.
Right, okay.
There's no such thing. You know how big the globe is? You know how many spaces right now that are completely empty, that has nothing?
No one's blaming you for overpopulation, Akon. Chill out. How many kids do you have?
But animals and trees that we still haven't facilitated with people yet. But more than anything, like when you look at this human species, yes, we're very intelligent, but sometimes we're too smart for our own good, right?
I think in Akon's ideal world, people would be just smart enough. They'd be smart to the point just before they're so smart that they start questioning his banging all the women. He needs them to be just below that level.
If you look at any other species, they live by nature's law. Not man's law. Do you think they will be able to survive if they lived under man's law? Absolutely not. The reason why there's no conflict with other species when it comes to anything domestic is because they follow nature's law.
Yeah, the rest of the animal kingdom just don't have the domestic issues that we have. Not that bothered about politics either.
Just imagine, right? Let's say a lion, for instance, because they have the most beautiful culture that's really relating to man. Okay, you got the female lion, and then you got the male lion.
You gotta love these appeals to nature, right? Akon, you're not a lion, but I do understand why you've chosen a lion to fit your analogy, right? Because yes, of course, a male lion sleeps for 20 hours a day. The women do all the work, but he gets first helpings of all the, you know, zebras that they kill. And then you just basically fuck. And if anyone messes with you, you throw your weight around because you're a big, glorious bastard lion. Of course you chose the lion. Stuart Lee had a great bit about this, about how people actually, funnily enough, used the emperor penguins in that documentary with Morgan Freeman to show how the men helped out with the chicks and they were monogamous, they mated for life.
The BBC still make the best nature documentaries, but the most successful nature documentary of all time is actually the worst nature documentary of all time, and that is March of the Penguins. David Attenborough wouldn't make a film like March of the Penguins. March of the Penguins was a French film, and it was redubbed by the Americans, and it was a massive hit with the religious right in America, because in that film, the penguins pair off in a monogamous fashion, and they raise their chicks in a kind of ethical, caring way. And so the American religious right decided that this meant that nature wanted us to be good, because the penguins were. Now, I know David Attenborough was suspicious of this logic. I was as well. Because I started reading about mallards, the mallard duck, which also occurs in nature. It's from nature. I don't know if you know, but the mallard is the only animal which reproduces exclusively by gang rape. It's also the only bird ever to have been caught on film indulging in the act of homosexual necrophilia. So, I've been trying to raise money to make a documentary film called March of the Mallards, which will prove that nature wants us to be evil. And ideally I'll have that with a voiceover from Morgan Freeman going, "There goes that little mallard, raping that dead mallard in his dead ass, in a dance as old as time."
Who's the dominant lion in the family? The female lion.
Yeah, she can't say much more of this bullshit.
The man does what? He finds a territory, he protects it.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's what men should do, really, isn't it? They should just find a house, protect it, and and shag all the women, obviously.
So that way the female lion can do her duty and the cubs can grow to be old enough to go off and do the same thing they do. Now when it's time to hunt, the female goes out and hunt, brings the food back. Everybody eats.
I love it when people go too far with an analogy. The female lions will hunt strategically in packs, and they'll try to single out perhaps an injured or maimed or in some way weakened member of the herd of animals that they happen to be hunting that day, whether it be zebras or wildebeest, and they'll hunt that wildebeest or zebra or whatever it happens to be on that particular day. They'll hunt it down, and then they'll take it back, and all the lions will eat, which is, if you think about it, just like people.
The man just makes sure that this territory is protected and no other lion can come in and penetrate.
Right.
Now, within the female lion, there might be 5 or 6 other ones, but they're all looking for the protection of the male lion.
Does Akon think he's a lion?
The male lion will go off and he'll come back. Now, if he goes off to mate and come back, when he comes back, do you think those female lions is going to attack him?
I can just imagine him using this as an excuse with his wife. Hey, the lions go off and fuck other lionesses. They don't get any hassle, all right? Why can't I? You're not a lion, Akon.
It sounds hilarious. It just sounds funny just thinking about it, because that's just not how nature provided us to be.
Everything about his facial expressions and his general countenance, demeanour, suggests he's suffering from cognitive dissonance right now. He doesn't believe a word of this analogy about lions and shit. It's like Stuart Lee says, why not the mallard? Why not the mallard, Akon?
Men are natural breeders by nature. This is just who we are. Like, you could put 1,000 guys on one corner, and you let one attractive woman walk by, and you're going to see 1,000 heads go like this, like, damn. They don't even know why they're doing it.
Right.
It's just a natural instinct. They just gonna look. You could be walking with your girl on the side of the sidewalk and holding hands, and then a beautiful girl walks by and she says, "Boy, you better not look." It's gonna take everything in him not to look. He's gonna want to look so bad.
One thing's looking and another thing's cheating on your wife with multiple women and saying, you see, dear, the lions.
But he don't even know where that feeling is coming from. And that's just nature. That's just who it is. But I always said to myself, if women ever took the time to actually understand men, you guys would control the world. You literally would. I mean, you guys outnumber us 15-1.
Where's he got that statistic? Women outnumber men 15-1. Maybe in the kind of places you hang out, Akon. not in the world. So you don't know how someone can go through life believing that. How can you believe there's 15 times more women than there are men? What the hell's wrong with you? Just walk down the street anywhere, in the middle of any town, in any city, in any country. There are not 15 times more women than there are men. That's insane.
You're clearly way more smarter than we are. You guys can multitask and we can't.
Harrowing vision of the world that Akon lives in. There are 15 times more women than there are men. And and they can multitask, so there might as well be 50 times more women than men.
And then you guys always have power. Like, you guys have the power to control us because y'all are receivers and we are naturally givers. So we give you everything you want. The only difference is that we took the time to understand you guys better.
I can't think of a worse thing to say to a woman. You know, if you just got your shit together, you could be even better than us men. You know, you really could. And there's more of you, a lot more. It's just that we've taken that little bit of time to understand you better. Raise your game, women.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
No, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. Women have never accepted the fact that we understand y'all better. Why do you think it's a man's world?
I don't know about you understand us better.
It's okay.
No.
Listen,
I mean, I was with you to this
listen,
point. And
listen,
go on.
What I'm trying to tell you.
Look, I'm being typical woman
Do
now,
you
aren't I?
believe that you understand men?
I feel like I have quite a good understanding of men.
Do you believe that your girlfriends understand men the way you understand them?
Yeah, but to be fair, Akon, they also have to go out and hunt the zebras and the wildebeest. So do they have time to understand themselves, the women? You're just lying around there protecting the boundaries of your territory, waiting for the meat. You can contemplate things like women's feelings. Women can't do that. They're strategizing about how to find lame gazelle.
I mean, from what I see, no, not necessarily.
Exactly. So there's a small percentage of women that understands the concept of nature and men and how it goes together.
So do you agree, like Nick Cannon and his spreading of his seed?
100%. I agree with him 1,000%.
Oh, no.
That's how life is supposed to be.
No.
Why not?
Because
he's rich.
No, but this is
no.
See,
hold on,
wait.
Let me finish.
Okay, go on.
He's rich. He's responsible.
Is he?
Yes, he takes care of every one of those children.
But this is the
And the baby mother's with it. And they hurt for nothing and they live comfortably.
No, but what about the kids though?
What about them?
Because
What about the kids, lady? Nick Cannon is the king of the jungle. You think he's got time for changing nappies?
this is what I mean about men, right? You guys think that just having kids and giving money is enough. But what about the time? No.
He's there for every one of them.
How? There's no way that you can
Are you serious, Nick? He's there for every single one of those kids.
There's no way that you could have 12
it is.
kids.
I got 9. And I'm there for every one of mine.
So every single time you're at every single recital.
No, that's a white man's thing. Who gives a fuck about a recital?
No.
That's a white man's thing. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about a recital? Oh man, they really do see us as pussies, don't they?
My job, seriously, my job is to my job is to raise my kids.
No, but this is...
Hold on.
Go
to
on.
be responsible.
Yeah.
To be understanding, to protect their mother, to
Fend off hyenas.
to give hand with their father and assist with family planning, and to be responsible adults.
Okay, but what
My
about
job ain't to
quality
be doing all that extra stuff that all
But
these
what about-
holidays and recitals
No,
and
but
all
it
that. Now,
is,
guess
though.
what? While I'm taking care of my responsibility to make sure the family has a roof over their head and food, if I have the time to do that and show love, yes, I will do that. But my responsibility is to make sure that they grow up responsible, strong, and become a real, input to society.
Yeah, but you're not then, if you're not around them enough to give them
That's
emotion.
false. That's not true. Because communication allows me to be there every day. That's
Yes.
what a FaceTime phone is for.
No, but
That's a bottle of water, Akon. Oh, we've been figurative again. That represents the phone, which you use to FaceTime your kids. Much like the lions, they FaceTime their cubs on the savannah.
no, but that's not the same as
It
if
is
you
the
had
same.
no
Listen-
Akon.
Oh, no,
Wait,
no.
let me
Okay.
finish.
No,
Let me finish. Let me
real
finish.
quick.
Let
I'm
me
gonna
finish.
cut you off real quick because this is very important.
No, but
No. It's
Okay,
very,
go
it's
on.
very important. Okay. The reason why people like me can't spend every single day and minute with their children is because the mother's job is to be there with the children.
Look, lady, a man's duties are very clear, right? He protects the family. He protects the pride lands. I mean, the house. And, he has to protect you from burglars and robbers and hyenas and stuff like that. And he FaceTimes the cubs, the kids, and that's about it. He doesn't need to give like love and affection. There might be some light grooming activities, the occasional licking, and then that's
I'm the man. My job is to provide comfort so the mother can provide and raise those children to be like me. Now, if it's a man, when a child gets to a certain age, as a man, that's my responsibility now to show him what a man's role and responsibility is. But you can't expect a man to conquer the world if he's home with children.
Preaching to the choir here, Akon. My God, every Saturday night and every Sunday morning with my wife. God, I go out and I try and have sex with everything that moves, and I come home and she says, "Why won't you spend time with the kids?" I'm out trying to conquer the world, bitch. All of the bars in town are my territory, right? And I've got reason to believe that some younger males are moving in, or I have designs to move in on my territory. So I have to go out there and make an effort to, growl at all the younger males. I get all drunk and I'll fight you, I'll kill you. All right? And then I sort of dry humping all the women that I find in the bars, because that's, you wouldn't understand, you small-minded, selfish little woman.
okay, but if you had 2 children, then maybe the 2 children can come with you all over the world.
Well, why would you want to take children all over the world with a man?
That seems as good a place as anywhere to finish this video. I'm done. That's amazing. Preach. Word. Akon. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all the rest of it. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.